number 7. Today's experiment is study of JK flip-flop by using 7473 IC. 7473 is a JK flip-flop IC, contains two JK flip-flop. So in this experiment we are using one JK flip-flop, that is the first JK flip-flop of 7473 IC. As the pin numbers are displayed here, so we can see some of the pins are connected because the second JK flip-flop we are not using here, so that is disconnected or no connection is there. The connected pin numbers, we can see that J and K are the two input, and J is connected to pin number 14, K is connected to pin number 3. We have one clock, so clock 1 is connected to pin number 1, and at pin number 2 it is a clear input, clear 1 input, which is connected to 5 volt. Now we can observe that there are some bubble inputs. Bubble input means it will work when we provide 0 to this input. So instead of 1, when we provide 0 to this input, it will work. So that's why it is inverted input. So as we can understand that clock is a bubble input, so if we provide 0, so clock gets 1. And in clear 1, if we provide 1, which is 5 volt, it gets 0 and thus it is cleared. So instead of 1, this flip-flop will work when the clock is 0. So let's start our simulation. The simulation is same as the SR flip-flop simulation, and the truth table is almost same, but the condition when S and R is 1, it's an undefined condition. That condition is overcome in JK flip-flop. So we just start our simulation with say reset condition, that is J0 K1, and when the clock is, say we change the clock condition 0, so we get 0 at Q and 1 at Q bar. Then at set condition, say I just change the clock to 1 because it is working on clock 0. So J1 and K0 set our input properly, so input is J1 and K is 0. Now when we apply clock, which means when we apply clock, which means we make clock 0, as this flip-flop is working on 0 clock, so we can see that Q is 1 and Q bar is 0. Just check the 0 condition, that is no change condition of JK flip-flop, so we make this clock again 1 and J0 and K0. Now when we place this clock, when we apply this clock, we are expected to see there is no change in the output. So I just apply this clock, see there is no change in output. Now the last condition, that is I'm making this clock again 1, and now I change to J1 and K1. So when J is 1 and K is 1, when we apply clock, we should see a toggle in the output. So if at the situation, in this situation, if Q is 1, then when we apply clock, we should get 0. And so first we apply our clock, see. Now again in this situation, if we apply our clock again, we should get 1 at the next clock. So next clock, at next clock the case is changed. So we can see a toggle case at J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1 input. So the situation in SR flip-flop, that is undefined situation, is overcome in JK flip-flop. So that is the basic simulation of JK flip-flop. So in JK flip-flop table, if we short this J and K input, so we get only the 1-1 condition of JK flip-flop. So that in that case, we just get the toggle case of JK flip-flop. So that is called T flip-flop. So now if we want to make the T flip-flop, so we just stop this simulation and just delete this K input and short this J and K. So if you want to make it clear, so make it say T or capital T. So this is our T input, and I just change this JK flip-flop to T flip-flop. If we start the simulation again, just make this clock 1 so that the flip-flop is not working right now. So when we start this simulation again, so when T is 1, which means J is equal to 1, K is equal to 1, because both are shorted, 14 and 3 is shorted. Now when we apply clock, it will toggle, the output will toggle. So just keep applying the clock again and again, so we can see our toggle case. As we know, clock is if we apply some clock pulse here, it will toggle automatically. But for the simplicity and for understanding of this experiment, we are just using a on-off switch, so that we do the same thing, we apply our clock manually. So I am applying this clock manually, and each when we apply this clock, actually our output toggles. So we can understand the working of a JK flip-flop and T flip-flop. In our next section, we will implement this circuit on a breadboard environment, so that we can understand that what is the connection of the wires, or how our input is connected, and how the circuit actually looks like in a laboratory environment. As we have already seen the circuit simulation of a JK flip-flop by using 7473 IC, now we just implement the same circuit on a breadboard, so that we can understand how actually the circuit looks like or in a breadboard environment. So this is our 7473 IC. Here pin number 4 is VCC and pin number 11 is a ground. Now that VCC and ground is omitted in the circuit simulation, so it is not showing here. Here we just connect pin number 4 to VCC and pin number 11 to ground. As we can see that I made this top portion, or this top horizontal line, as our ground line, and this bottom horizontal line is our VCC line. That is only because that most of the VCC connection I find that are this side or bottom side, and most of the ground connections I have found that it is on the top side. So this is only for my convenience, so the circuit looks neat and clean, and our connections is easy. As we have connected this VCC and ground properly, so we have very few connections left. One is the input connections. So here we have first switch is, for first input switch is J, and the second input is K. So J is connected to pin number 14 and K is connected to pin number 3, as we can see. Now we have another connection which is clear connection. Clear is connected to VCC, so pin number 2, as we can see, is connected to VCC. So here also we have connected this pin number 2 to VCC, and pin number 1 we have connected a clock. So in this circuit we are using this push button as our manual clock. So when we push, it will not work. When we release, it will work because it is a negative edge triggered clock. So when we give input 0, the clock is applied. So as we earlier discussed that this clock is a bubble input clock. Now we have set a push button here for that purpose. So from the push button output, pin number 1 is connected, so this is our clock input. We have two outputs, one is Q and another one is Q bar. So Q is connected to pin number 12 and Q bar is connected to pin number 13. The cathode of both the LEDs are connected to ground. So that's the complete circuit. If we connect this circuit on a breadboard, it will work exactly same as the simulation. So we just start our simulation and say we first check the reset condition. So at reset condition, J is 0 and K is 1. Now if we apply this clock, so when we push, 1 is applied, when we release, 0 is applied. So it will work when 0 is applied. So when we release, see, the clock is applied. Now at reset condition, Q is 0 and Q bar is 1. Next time we change and set it to set condition. When J is 1 and K is 0, that is our set condition. So that time when we apply our clock, Q is changed to 1 and Q bar will change to 0. So we are supposed to get 1 at Q and 0 at Q bar. So we just apply this clock and we have our output. Now we check 0 0 condition, which is no change condition. So in this situation, if we change J to 0 and K is 0, now if we apply this clock, we have no change in our output. So I am applying this clock and output is not changing. Again, to check this condition, we just change it to reset condition first and then make it 0 0 again, so that we can understand that at 0 0 no change occurs. I am applying the clock again at 0 0 condition, there is no change. Now one condition remains, that is 1 1 condition or toggle case. So when J is 1 and K is 1 and we apply our clock, when we apply, the condition of Q will change and it will convert it to 1. If it is 0, it will convert it to 1. If it is 1, it will convert it to 0. So now in this situation, Q is 0. So J and K is 1 and 1. If we apply our clock, the Q will convert it to 1. So I am applying clock. Now Q is 1. Again, if I push this push button or apply our clock, the Q again converted to 0. And if I keep applying clock again and again, so we can see that the LED toggles. So at J is equal to 1 and K is equal to 1, we have a toggle case. So that was the undefined situation in SR flip-flop and it is overcome by JK flip-flop. Now if we want to check the T flip-flop, we just short J and K input and apply the clock, then we can see that working of a T flip-flop. So to make this JK flip-flop a T flip-flop, we just short this J and K input. So first I stop my simulation and short this J and K input, remove this K input because J and K is already shorted. So now this second input is not required, this is our T input. So now if I start my simulation and T is already 1, now if I apply clock to this flip-flop, I can see a toggle case, which means this is a T flip-flop. So when T is 0, no change will occur. When T is 1, we have a toggle case. So in case of T 0, I am pressing again, so no, there is no change. So that's how a JK flip-flop worked in a breadboard environment, and that is the exact circuit of a JK flip-flop on a breadboard. If we implement this circuit on a breadboard in our lab, we get exactly the same output as you can see here. Therefore, the study of JK flip-flop with 7473 IC is completed. Thank you for watching.